Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Chess of Obscurity. This time, I'm going to deal with a game that I saw quite earlier that I never knew had an NES release. Pretty much, I can see it as it being on Famicom, but I couldn't help it to find out that I actually have a copy of this game, and I only did it once. But there's a bit of difference here. For you see what we're going to be looking at, we're going to take a bit of retrospective of things as we are looking through this game that I'm about to play in about 3 seconds. I'll get into it when we get into the game. So indeed, this is brought to us by Taito, and I'm pretty sure you have heard of this title before. Insector X, brought to us by Taito of 1989. And yeah, it is what it is. Not sure. Oh, yeah, that should be up. So without further ado, let's play. Now, of course, as I mentioned, I played a version of it on the Sega Genesis. I think it was totally different than this version, but this is a game where you play as an exterminator, and there are 2 exterminators. This is the name of this exterminator is Annie. So, you're probably wondering what am I going to talk about while I'm here. It is a 2-player. I forgot the other the second player. I think her name is Emu or Emmy. Amy and Emmy. So, you're probably wondering, what is this about? Well, I have a question for the viewing audience. And it is, well, what's the reason for you? I mean, what's the reason for being a gamer? And yes, I'm asking the viewing audience. I'm asking you this as a means to an end. I mean, there's a reason why everybody comes online. My reason for coming online, and my reason for being a gamer, is fairly simple. When I come online, I want to forget that the world actually exists. I want to forget that the world is an ugly place, and we live within a bunch of idiots. Drama is always there, but I like to not think about it every chance I get. Even online, there's drama. Drama that has nothing to do with me or what I care about. If it has nothing to do with me. Acorns? Oh, acorn bombs. Okay. I mean, these days, as we're listening to stuff about what's going on in the White House and everything else, I'd like to not think about that. I mean, yeah, it exists, but, you know, we don't always have to be so damn concerned about it because, hey, the media is its own circus. And I can say the same for anything else that happens online. The reason why I come online is just, as I said, to forget everything that happens during the day. I'd like to forget this thing actually ever existed. As I'm killing a fly with legs and arms with a fly swatter power-up. I can't make this stuff up. Now, my reason for being a Let's Player, it's not to gain views. Anybody can gain views. But to actually bring something back to this world known as a sense of humor. That's right, a sense of humor. Because what's wrong with this world now is that we lack a sense of humor. So, yeah, lack a sense of humor. I take my job seriously. I'm a bug blaster. I take my job very seriously. But yeah, I'm not lying. Okay, that's pretty cool. I got spread bees. I got something else. I get different kind of options for every single job I get. No, but seriously. It's kind of like this. There's always a problem in the world that just really cannot be solved. And it's the same thing. You know, why you come online? If you're just going to worry about what's going on in the world, and I can only say, oh. 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 I mean, the problem with today is nobody can handle a joke. You have to worry about when your next paycheck is coming in. And the most important problem is, well, the fact that you gotta worry about the one thing that gets on your nerves, and that's people. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I mean, if people gonna be people. And I can say whatever I want because, well, it's honestly, that's how I feel. And then one thing I just want to do is, I don't know, bring something back like a very bad joke. Bring some sort of purpose back, you know. Bring some bit of happy back. Because it seems like everybody in the known world is so freaking sad. If they're not sad, then, you know, it's like, I don't know. I had to look at social media because I had to know what's going on in the world. No, you don't. I know a guy that I sometimes correspond on Facebook. And he goes off the deep end about certain things that don't really concern him. I'm back to the bees again. The spread shot bees. For me, shit happens every day. That's just it. Shit happens every day. If one person passes away, and I can say this, well, it happens, you know. Because in this day and age, anything is bound to kill you. But the most important thing that will kill you most of all is stress. If not for people, I think you would live a longer life. And personally, you know, that's what it all comes down to. Now, I'm pretty much going to get some slack for saying this, but, you know, I'm the type of individual that cares to a fault. I don't like you, Mr. Spider. You're not even Peter Parker. You're not even Miles Morales, nor are you Ben Reilly. You're not even Noir. Come on, man. So, I mean, you know, the thing is, there's too much sadness going on in the world. Just because of what's been happening in the world doesn't mean we have to stay involved with it. There are plenty of other things that is going on in the world, but it's not such a big issue. Their empire. Oh sure, that's the most simplest thing I can actually see from a quote-unquote final area. Their empire. I mean, there are a lot of things that can bring you down. I choose not to let anything bring me down because I've been through a lot. And let's just say that death has just made me outright just hard as nails. And the fact remains that, well, there's some people who just can't handle what is considered truth. Like, I would like to come online, I would like to talk about something. I would like to spend time with my friends. I like to laugh. I would like to, I don't know, share the good news of what's going on in my neck of the woods. I'd like to hear some good news for a change. And Peter Quill of the Guardians of the Galaxy said best, can we just get, you know, a break from saving the galaxy for 5 minutes? And I agree with that. Can we go without having something bad happen every 5 minutes? I don't mean in a very bad way, but I mean it's like there's no sense of being happy anymore. I mean, you got a Steam Summer Sale happening. And you know, people are freaking out over Steam. I'm like, yeah, so what? It's a video game. I play video games just because of this one reason. I do Let's Plays for a reason. That's just to make people happy. They had one of them days. Oh, go watch it. Go watch a Let's Play. I mean, that's what I do. I go watch a Let's Play sometimes. I get a little snicker. I get a good laugh. I feel what the other players are doing sometimes. Because I'm like, I've been there, I know how it feels, I do not like that feeling, so I can comprehend with that. There's some people who don't respond to their own Let's Plays, and that's okay. Because there are plenty of other viewers who can relate. I mean, I don't even ask for subs, and yet people flock to my channel sometimes. And I can only say thank you for that. If I have done some good, then hey, that's all I'm all about. Paglon. Insector Fighter Yama, really. Yanma. They already forgot who he was because he was called Insector X. No, but seriously, it basically leads me to think, okay, guys, honestly, y'all worry about the most pointless of reasons for actually being online. Why do you play a video game? Do you want to get away from the world? I do. I'm an author. I do it almost every day. And let me tell you something. It is hard being an author because it's not easy to make one single chapter sometimes. So you need to have so honestly, you just need to have some sort of drive, some sort of ability of some sort. You know what? I'm going to play this again. Just because. Video's so short, but as I said before, yeah, it is hard being an author because it just feels like it, you know. Because, you know, you're trying your best, you're trying your best to make some money. And most people don't get that it's difficult. It's difficult trying to get your work out. Especially if you're trying to publish your work. And lately, I've been looking into that. And most times, my friends, they have it worse than I do. And I can pretty much say that. The only problem I have is trying to get myself noticed. trying to get my work somewhat noticed, and at the same time make some income. But you know, it takes money to make a book. It takes time to make a book. It takes a team to make it sell. It just doesn't take one person. It takes a team to make it sell, to make it grow. It's about the same with anything else that you do. But without that belief, you know, that belief in yourself, how can anybody else believe in you if you don't have any belief in yourself? To me, like I said, me being online, if I can bring one smile to somebody's face, I don't care who it is, whether it's my friends, whether it's a lurker or something like that. Hey, I think I've done my job if I have brought the world a little bit closer to a smile. And I mentioned this like a month back before I went on my vacation. And I said the reason why I want to do the things I want to do is just because money is good and all, but I want to do something more than just bringing money. I want to bring in a smile. I want to make people happy. It is not easy trying to do that. Because there are some people out there who believe it's the end of the world if A, B, C, D, E, F, G happen. I think most of them just need to take a wonder joint and shut the hell up and relax. Things are not as bad as they seem. It really isn't. It's just not as bad as one thinks. And why people come online, that's what I want to know. That's why I ask you out there, why do you play a video game for? Even better question, what do you come online for? So I just do what I do. I've been doing what I've been doing for 8 years. Borderline 9. The only person I remember bringing a smile to my face was my mother. And it made me feel good hearing that. That I actually made her smile doing this. Only because, you know, I'm here. In my room, yes, but still. She heard every little weird-ass voice I can ever do from my imagination. And she smiled. It brought a smile to her face just because, hey, I can actually do that. I can bring a smile to somebody's face. That's why to me, if I can bring a smile to anybody's face, I got half the battle won. It's a lot like, why do you work? Do you work just because you want to get a paycheck, or do you find some enjoyment coming out of it? And I know there's some people out there that just seem to not like what they do. More than likely because of people or the situation, and they want something better. And all I can say to that is keep at it. I'm not only a Let's Player, but I'm an author as well, and a teacher. And to this very day, the students at my old job still find me as one of the best teachers ever known. One of the coolest teachers ever known, because I'm somewhat legendary for the things I've done at the school. Like, I've taught Japanese. I've not only taught Japanese, but I've taught something further than Japanese. I've taught them poetry. I've been a judge at their annual competitions. And not to the little kids, but the middle school and even the high schoolers. They find me like the most coolest thing ever known, because I don't act like a teacher. It's true, I don't act like a teacher. And you know what? I didn't do it for cash. I didn't volunteer my time just saying I want a paycheck. That's just saying I just want a paycheck and get the fuck on out of here. I don't care about none of y'all. I don't care for your parents. I don't care for this. I don't care for that. No, I did it because I wanted to. I gave my time, my energy, just because if for some reason I can bring a smile to a child's face in whatever way I deem it possible within the realm of reality, I've done my job. It's the same thing with what I'm doing here. I'm playing a game in which I am just an insect fighter doubling as an exterminator, killing some foreign bugs with some level of intelligence, and I'm firing out spread bees at a somewhat weird insect army. I'm dropping bombs like there's nobody's business, and yet it makes me feel good about it. Just because it's stupid. It makes no sense, but you know what? None of the games I do actually make sense, and yet people want to make sense of it. Why? Because game logic. You want to make sense of game logic. That's the problem. Don't try to make sense of what is being made here. It's as I said before, I've done a lot of things in my life. And the one thing I'm trying to do right now is make something of my situation now. Just publishing my work and get them noticed in a magazine or a newspaper. Hell, I'll gladly take Reader's Digest. But the point is, you know, as long as it impacts a life in the most positive way, that's basically my MO. To bring some kind of positive back in this world. Because there's not enough people who bring something positive to the table. It's the reason why I play video games. It's the reason why I do Let's Plays. It's the reason why I do A little bit of everything. Whatever I deem fit. For those who don't understand why, don't worry. It will make sense somehow. I guarantee it. Let's see if I can beat my old high score. Another thing is, guys, nothing wrong with hero worship, but y'all have to learn to be yourselves sometimes. Y'all don't need to worship every person that says, "Oh yeah, he's right about this. I like him because he's funny," or not in that degree, but in a sense, I want to be like this person. As long as you become a positive role model, that's the most important thing. But don't pretend to be something you're not. Don't try to be someone else. I know friends of mine who want to be so badly to be somebody else that they don't see the point of their own potential. And I can say, you know, you have to be yourself. You got to be yourself. It's like saying, you know, why are you on YouTube? What's your point on being on YouTube? You're here to be the next big star. Yeah, good luck with that. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, the one thing you want to do is just be yourself, be happy, and don't say, well, there's nothing to be happy about. Oh, there's plenty to be happy about. You have your life. If that's not good enough, you can always be dead. I mean, there are some people out there who complain about having a job. At least you got a job. I'm just gonna play with him for a while. You got people out there who wouldn't want to have a job like yours, and then you say you don't like your job. I know some people who would say that. I don't make enough time. And when you make enough time to do, say, overtime, just because you want the extra dollars, that's good. But I can also understand, okay, what about my health and everything else? Yeah, that good point. But I can also say, you know, just don't think about that. Aside from that, though, no, just whatever you're going to do in life, you always have to think about the positive. Don't ever think about the negative. You always have to think about the positive. So it leads me to think, okay, whatever reason there is that I'm here, God put me here for a reason. If that means I gotta slap the taste out of your mouth just because of that, just to slap the negativity out your mind, I'm doing my job. Insector X. It was a shooter. I had to talk about something else aside from the game, so therefore, I did. Well, the only thing I can say is I hope that for anybody who has listened to the sound of my voice, and got something out of it, I hope it does make you think, give you some food for thought, and for what it was worth, helps put things in perspective. Because truly and honestly, it could be worse. Life is always going to be something. It's not always going to be a battlefield. It's not always going to be a pain in the neck. And it's not always going to be as simple. I already know. And still, being that I'm 39 years old, still finagling my way through life, I can only trust on the skills I have, of what good I can do, and how to work on a decent deal, and basically take everything as it goes from there, and more than likely pray for success and work on that success. And that's something that I wish to impart to each and every one of you. Please always focus on the good in life. Never always focus on the terrible side of life. Because, yeah, there's always two sides of life. And if at all possible, keep your mind from going to the dark place that nobody wants to go to. Okay? I've been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi, and this was Insector X, brought to us by Taito of 1989, and I hope somebody got something out of this whole talk of sorts. So until next time, whatever I plan on playing, the Tenkaichi has spoken, and I am out. Take care, God bless, and Tenkai Muso. See you next game.